is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
How are you? Hello, everyone. Magandang tanghali for everybody who's in the Philippines, and for those people having lunch in the Philippines right now, magandang tanghali po. And then for the rest of the world, happy eating, happy good evening, and definitely happy Father's Day. Also, thank you for watching. Ang dami tayo ngayon excited to watch our special guest. But before anything else, just to let you know, I'm not in my office again today. On our way to Las Vegas, and believe me, ang init po dito ngayon. Super init. So, but we made a stop here at the one restaurant. So we'll have fun. And I'm excited about our guest for tonight. And since how do I describe this guy? I met this guy through a app. It's a Kumo app. It's a artist platform, and he is a artist par excellence. He is a singer-songwriter. He is a record producer. And he is, in my book, rockista. But he could do ballad also. And you'll hear more about that later. But to make it easier, and because there's a lot of things that I'd like to know about this guy, sa Alam Mo Ba with Jush Andowitt. So without much further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you my good friend, NINO Alejandro.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Nino.
How are you, Josh?
Wonderful. Ready ka na ba?
I'm doing good. I'm good. Thank you.
Ready ka na ba sa mga killer questions?
Like I said, ready as I'll ever be. Ready as I'll ever be for you.
Talaga. Okay, let's start. Based on the things that I know about you, Tilam ka pala. You're an ambon.
Okay. Yes, I am. Yes, true. I mean, I've been in Manila for so long now, which is why parang forgotten fact na yun eh. But I was, I grew up in the Bay Area. I grew up in San Francisco. And I moved, basically from California, I moved back to Manila to finish school and pursue music. When I was 16. And I've been there, for decades now. I've been here for decades now. So, this is definitely home. But, I always have a soft spot when I go back to California.
I have a question. Where did you get Nino from? Because your name is Christopher Cesar Alejandro. Paki-explain yung Nino na yun. Even I was shocked when I was going through my research. Okay. It's Christopher Cesar.
Yes, that's my name, Christopher. I only use that when kapag nasa bangko ako o nagta-travel ako. Nino, it started off well kasi my lola and my parents and stuff. I was the first. But I always have a soft spot for lalaki. So I was actually my nickname Nino. My Nino. Okay. And growing up in the U.S., I mean, I was born here in Manila, and I didn't really speak any English or anything as a kid. So when we moved to San Francisco, to the Bay Area, and I started meeting, white people and all of these things like that. They would say, "Is your name Nino?" And I was sobrang hiyain ko nun. I was like, "Yes." And then I just never really corrected them. Some people got it, but most people didn't. So I just ran with that, and then parang yeah, that's kind of how it was. And then at the same time, you know, may artista rin dito sa Pilipinas, this Nino Mulak, you know, was the child wonder. I didn't really want to be compared to him, so I changed. I didn't want to be Nino also, you know. So I just wanted to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, because I always thought it's something to do with the Santo Nino.
Well, I mean, I was like I said, it was a nickname. It's, you know, as a, you know, as the first little boy in the family. So that's where that started out. But the only people who call me that now are my lola and my parents.
And the rest of the world who's following you up. And
well, yeah.
Teka muna, may tanong pa. Let's clear the air before we continue.
Sure.
People are asking, anak ka ba ni Haji Alejandro at asawa ka ba ni Rachel Alejandro?
Mahirap maging, you know, it's hard to say yes to both of those questions because that would be weird. No, bale, I can answer those two questions with one ano. No, hindi ko po kapatid si Rachel. Hindi po ako anak ni Haji. Bale, si Tito Haji tsaka father ko, si Alex, ay magkapatid. Dalawa lang sila magkapatid. And it's very common misconception because, you know, because I also sing. And Rachel and I are very close. We spent so much time growing up together. Whenever I would visit the Philippines, all the summers I would visit, pinapalaki kami ng lola namin. So yeah, we're very close up to this day. We sing like magkapatid kami. Nag-aaway kami na parang magkapatid kami. You know, so you know, it's a nice balance. It's a healthy balance.
Also, for everybody's knowledge, you just produced a record, the first single, single of Rachel recently, right?
Yeah, it's actually Rachel. It's a comeback. It's kind of like a comeback single. She's been away. She focused kasi on acting for a long time now. You know, she's done some very, very good films. She stars in Broadway musicals that they have here in the Philippines and around Asia. You know, and you know, and I've been on tour. I've been on tour with her. We've been doing concert tours around the US and Canada. And then laging tinatanong sa kanya, when are you going to release a new single? When are you going to do? So she was like, oh, I'm thinking about it. So I do have a small label here called Rebel Records. And I said, you want to do a new song? And initially she was parang hesitant to the idea. And I said, come on, you know, let's take advantage of, you know, this downtime that we have during this pandemic. I said, you know, technology now kasi it can work where if you're there and I'm here and then we can do things to make it work. Yeah, and the thing is that time she was in Manila and then I said, come on, we got to get into the studio. Let's do this song. We knocked it out. We shot a music video. And yun, that's funny because that song also was the result of a songwriting contest that I had on the Kumu app.
Yes.
Where I was asking amateur songwriters to submit a song that could be the next single of Rachel. And they did, and the song Takip Silim was voted and chosen. And yun, 2 weeks later, we were putting it out already on Spotify, Apple Music, and all of those good things. So yun, that's how we do it.
Yeah, and we'll be talking more about the Rebel Records Philippines on how it came about. Because
thank you.
You have a group of girls now, dreamers. Parang ganon, di ba?
The Daydream.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But before we continue, I would ask you to do us your song. The song that
sure.
Pahirapan na ba kita? Yun na bang composition mo o yung paboritong song ko na every time I see you on stream, I would always request that. And to me, that's a hard song to do.
It is. It's up to you. Which would you prefer? Well, we can ask our guests. Would you guys like to hear something OPM? Would you guys like to hear, pang what was your term? What was your term sa pang-buwis buhay?
Buwis buhay. Well, honestly, the song kasi is very iconic. It's Freddie Mercury. It's that's the song talaga na hindi basta nakakanta. Firstly, it has to be sung by a group. But in your case, ikaw na lahat. And remember when we first met, that was my thing. I want to challenge you, and you exceed the challenge. The challenge exceeded it.
Oh, thank you.
Beyond expectation.
Thank you.
So I think what I'd like to do, Nino, is to let the other people have also who are not or who have not heard how you do it or how you did it in some of your stream.
All right.
I was very impressed by that. I am still impressed. I am still at awe with that. So without much further ado, I'm giving you Bohemian Rhapsody covered by NINO Alejandro.
Okay, just give me a second here to set everything up. But I just want to give a quick trivia about this song. A few years back, I was on a show called The Voice of the Philippines. All right, talo po ako doon, pero this was one of the songs that if I had not gotten eliminated in the top 8. All right, this was one of the songs I was supposed to sing in the finals. All right, so so yun, I just wanted to let you guys know that. Here we go. Just a second. I won't be able to hear you guys. Just give me a thumbs up kung narinig.
Yes. So while Nino is setting it up, he won't be able to hear us. But this is a song that's so hard to sing.
If you guys can hear me, okay,
Yes.
just give me a thumbs up. All right, here we go. This goes out to my very, very good friend Jush. And yun, I hope you like this one. To all the viewers also of Alam Mo Ba, sing along with me there at home or on the road or wherever you're listening. Okay, here we go, guys.
If I had not gotten
Is this the real life?
What
Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
Here we go.
Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy. 'Cause I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Anyway, the wind blows doesn't really matter. Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life has just begun, but now I've done it all away. Mama, didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, as if nothing really matters.
Hope you guys are singing with me.
Too late, my time has come, send shivers down my spine, body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody, I've got to go. Gotta leave you all behind, face the truth. I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I never did, but Once again, guys, welcome to the show. This is Alam Mo Ba with Jush. And my name is NINO Alejandro. Keep singing with me there at home. Here we go. I see a little silhouette of a man.
Scaramouche, bring you to the Fandango. Son of all the lightning, very, very frightening me.
Galileo, Galileo. I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from his monstrosity.
Easy come, easy go, will you let me go?
Bismillah, no, we will not let it go. Let it go. Bismillah, we will not let it go. Let it go. Bismillah, we will not let it go. Let me go. We'll not let it go. We'll never, never let it go. Let it go.
Oh, mamma mia, mamma mia.
Mamma mia, let me go. Mia, the fool that's the devil on the side for me. For me. For me.
So you think you can stone me and spit in my eye? So you think you can love me and leave me behind? Oh, baby, can't do this to me, baby. I just gotta get out. I just gotta get right out of here. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. Anyway, the wind blows. Thank you so much. Hold on, just let me change back onto the other one.
Galing, as always. Nino, sige, nag-ano po siya, nag-change lang. So we'll hear him.
There we go. I'm back. Yes.
Wala pa ring hupas. Every time I hear you do this, amazing.
Oh my God.
If we are on the stream, that would be either an Ibon
Thank you so
or
much.
a Yama.
Enjoyed that.
At 12 noon ha, 12 noon talaga.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, before we continue,
kagigising ko lang just right before
I know.
we did the
Ikaw muna, before we continue, ang dami ko nang na-miss ng mga nagpapasay, shout out and hello. Si Desi Santos, Christian Renan Esteban, good evening, Kuya Joe, Alexander Francisco, hello Sir Nino, Julian Marcos, hello, ang galing Idol Nino. Even my mom is watching. And then Desi Santos, Gina Marcos, ang galing-galing naman. Ninita Marcos is watching. Carmi Ong, Jenko, awesome. Tapos may mga na-miss pa ako kasi ang bilis ng screen, hindi ko na mabalikan. And some are asking, they're greeting you, great singer, great person, nice voice, nice singing. Patay accurate ang binibigay. Now, question. You were with Star Music before, and then I think a couple of years ago you decided to move to Warner. Are you still with Warner?
I'm still with Warner. Yeah, my Rebel cassette is partnered with Warner. It's one of the sub-labels, actually, of Warner Music. Yeah, my music is produced by Rebel and released by Warner.
Okay, why did you move from Star Music to Warner?
Well, let's just say I right after I did The Voice in 2015, yeah, I signed with Star Music and ABS-CBN,
Yeah.
and I for that time that was had done with the show and what we were trying to accomplish at the time. But I think as time go, we released a few singles, and I'm very very grateful for that. But I think it was time, and it was mutual naman na that we decided to part ways, because I had different ideas where I wanted to produce more and create a label, and parang that wasn't, I guess, parang iba yung nasa isip nila. Iba yung nasa isip nila. So I told them that yun nga, parang I'd like to pursue this dream of mine of producing more and possibly creating a label. And yun nga, parang Warner was very open to the idea of I guess it was very nice kasi they respected my vision, and then they said that my experience in the industry for over 2 decades would be valuable in creating this new venture which we did.
Well, one of the person just commented, kaya ba nag-create ka ng rebel music because it's a rebel kind of guy? Bakit daw Rebel Records? Nagre-rebelde ka raw ba?
I've always been considered medyo rebelde ever since I was young, in the sense that hindi naman sa hindi ako sumusunod or pasaway ako or anything like that. Pero I always wanted to try something different. I wanted to try something new, to try to give opportunities, for before my very first recording company that I signed with was Alpha Records. Alpha, which is famous for releasing not just Rachel, but Richard Reynoso, Nora Honor, and so many artists. And I'm so happy that they took a chance on me. I was an unproven talent or artist at the time. I was just writing songs. Gumagawa lang ako ng demo, and I used to. A lot of people don't know this. I used to be a backup singer when I first started. I would back up for Rachel, I would back up for Geneva Cruz, other artists, but kung saan may gig, I would, aralin ko yung mga songs nila and I would sing backup until finally, nabigyan ako ng chance to come up to the front of the mic, yung microphone sa harap, and then nabigyan ako ng chance. So, parang in creating Rebel, and people are asking kung it's two things. Yun nga, I like to think out of the box. I like to try new things. And secondly, I don't know if you notice this, but I'm a big Star Wars fan.
Yes. Sino? Ako? Okay. Okay, Nino, you get disconnected. Well, the connection talaga po is very hard because Nino is based in Parañaque right now. So we'll try for him to be connected for the time being. Si Nino po kasi is one of those singers na, in my opinion, kailangan talaga, we should not keep him a secret, simply because he is really, not only because he's a Alejandro, but at the end of the day, he is really one of those who could really one of those singers na hindi dapat sikreto, simply because he's like immense talent, and he will, once you hear him sing, especially if you hear him sing live, amazing guy. Not only because I met him in person while I was in Manila, amazing guy, and we'll talk about a little personal later. But now he's back. Nino.
Hi, so sorry naman yung internet. Yung internet dito sa Pilipinas, it's always exciting.
I know. Remember, every time I see your comment on Facebook, you have always issue with the connection. We're not gonna mention the name.
Yeah. No, I'm very vocal with regards to the services we all pay for. Diba? So I just dapat, anyway. What do you
Ay,
want?
teka muna, when did you first learn, parang at least acknowledge na I can sing pala? Because I saw some pictures and I saw some tapes during my research on, aside from knowing you, bata ka pa lang, you were singing already with Rachel eh. Yung akala ng mga tao
Yeah, yeah, like well, um, unang-una, ever since bata pa lang ako, matigas na talaga yung mukha ko. Makapal yung mukha ko. As in, yung mga kapatid ko kasi mahiyain. Ako naman yung walang hiya. So, ever since we were kids, like growing up with Rachel and my sister, si Cheska, who's there in the US, she's there. We were the generation kasi that grew up listening and watching Grease. Sound of Music, all right.
Yes.
Mary Poppins. These are the things we grew up singing and playing and reenacting. And Grease was very, very influential on me. From the time that I was this high, I used to think I was John Travolta as Danny Zook. All right. So from then on, I always tried to emulate that. My mom introduced me to the Beatles at a very young age. My dad introduced me to Elvis Presley, The Temptations, all of those, mga music nila. And their music became my music. So I was actually listening to almost exclusively nothing but Beatles and Haji Alejandro. Lang yung pinapakinggan ko nung bata ko. Until I discovered, the music of the time, Michael Jackson, eventually rock music that I got into, Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith, Journey, that type of stuff. So ever since I was a kid, it's funny because I knew that I loved to sing.
Yes.
Pero I can't necessarily say nung bata ako na magaling ako kumanta. I think nakuha na lang sa awa ng Diyos and just not wanting to give up. This is something that I always wanted to do, so I practiced and practiced and practiced. I would watch my idols. I would watch my Tito Haji. I would watch Martin. I didn't know Martin. Martin is a good friend now, and it's just so surreal to me. But when I was a kid, he was just a face on a cassette tape, that I used to look at, and I was like, my gosh, this guy is amazing. Whenever I would see videos of Martin Rivera singing, I would watch so closely at what he did, how he did things. And it's not like ninanakaw mo yung style nila or anything, but it's influence. So parang, okay, ganyan niya ginawa yan. Or it's ganito naman, ganito niya kinakanta yung ganyan. So I put all of this together and I kind of tried to find, who I was. One of the most important things kasi, I think, for a singer, for a young artist, is the sooner you can discover who you are musically, it's parang it doesn't mean that you've solved the problem. It just means you know which way you're going. Just because you like the music doesn't mean yun yung bagay sa'yo. Like growing up, it's so funny because I would listen to lots of, let's say, R&B or urban music, yung mga ibang friends ko, and I was like, my gosh, I wish I could sing like all of these, African-American artists and stuff. Like, I wish I could sound like Boyz II Men or Brian McKnight, all right? But I was like, I don't, have a voice like these guys. I don't sound like Brian McKnight. I actually sound like Brian Adams, who is like the whitest guy ever. And there's nothing wrong with that. But nung tinanggap ko na, okay, so that's what I sound like.
Yeah.
It kind of got easier. It put everything in perspective na parang dito tayo dapat mag-focus. On rock ballads and just trying to stop trying to sound like something that I'm not. And medyo lumiwanag. Yung what I wanted, it came into focus, so to speak.
Now, was there a pressure being an Alejandro? Kasi Haji is big. Rachel, when Rachel came into the picture, she's big as well. And of course, she carried name. Di ba, alam mo naman ang Filipino culture, was there a pressure on your end that parang ang expectation, especially when you joined the competition, the national competition in the Philippines, was there a pressure na parang you have to keep up with the legacy, keep up with the name?
Well, you know, so many aspects of my career. A lot of people kasi think that that's an advantage. There are some people who think it's a disadvantage. You know, it's you know, it is what it is. I can't deny who I am or what my last name is or who is in my family. But yun nga, it's two sides of the coin. Because having this last name and being related to these iconic artists, parang okay, this is what it is. It helps you get your foot in the door, in the sense na okay, baka there's a bigger chance na pakinggan ka ng producer or ng label or ng, but that doesn't guarantee that you will get the gig. You know, that's on you. You see, parang the name helps you get in. Okay?
Yeah.
But once you're in, that's when the name sometimes becomes a detriment.
True.
Kapag you know, I remember when my first album, my second album many years ago, it's you know, parang more of the questions coverage was about comparisons to my Tito Haji, you know, as opposed to the actual music that I recorded. And he's always been an inspiration and a mentor to me. The pressure, it's there, it's real, you know. So anyone, you know, parang that is in a similar boat. So I've spoken to people also on The Voice, you know. I mean, not necessarily in terms of it. I mean, there was an artist I was on The Voice with. Her name is Kai Honasan. Her dad is Gringo Honasan. You know, so it's like parang it's things like, oh, if that the mere fact that that's your dad, does that make it easier? You know, and the same thing with me. These are my relatives. Does it make it easier? The pressure is real. It's just a matter of, you know, believing in yourself and knowing that you're not them. You're not them. And you know, just to do your best to be yourself. I used it na nga as instead of something, you know, that I try to turn away from. Like I said, I embrace it wholly. I turn it into a joke. I have fun with it. You know, I always say na yes. You know, what do you call it? Ako yung tinatawagan kapag hindi nyo kaya yung budget ni Haji.
Well,
Yes.
those people na if you want to see his audition piece na Highway to Hell, that is one of those moments na talagang mapapawaw ka. Kasi doon kita una nakita, it's the voice competition, it's your audition. And kasi that's not a common song na kinakanta talaga for competition. And here you are, rakista ang dating, pero amazing yung pagka-interpret, pagka-cover ng song. So hopefully we'll have time and then we'll have them. Pero if we are not able to do the Highway to Hell today, you could always watch it. It's on YouTube still.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and you'll see some of the songs that this guy has done. Now, before we continue, I know, like we had mentioned, you created or you founded and the Rebel Records Philippines. There's one song na when I heard it, tumatak sa akin, and it's Sigaw. And what was? Can you give me the background of Sigaw? Because yung Sigaw po kasi, pag narinig mo, sigaw, pero ang deep ng meaning niya. That's why when I asked Nino to guess, sabi ko, can you sing Sigaw? And can you give us or share with us what was the background of Sigaw and how it was created? What were you thinking? Kasi ang ganda ng message niya, Nino.
Thank you.
Very timely.
Okay, well, first and foremost, yes, I think it's a song that's very relevant, you know, in even up to today. I wrote that song, you know, a couple of years ago. It's a song about us Pinoys, you know, not just here in the Philippines, but everywhere in the world. As a musician kasi, and yun nga, not necessarily following the footsteps of, let's say, the traditional, other artists, let's say like my uncle or my cousin, where it's like they put out their music and they shot to superstardom and stuff like that. I kind of went another way because I put out music just like them, but naging OFW ako eh. I've performed in so many countries, where as a contract worker, where I will sing in Japan, Korea, Guam, Hong Kong, wherever, where not as the featured, as in parang lead singer ng banda, na parang talento ka talaga. I did that for many years in Japan. And everywhere I've gone, I have to admit that the Filipino bayanihan spirit lives on, especially when you're outside the Philippines. It's so funny because there's sometimes when you're in Manila, we take it for granted sometimes na,
Yes.
diba? Where it's like, okay, nandyan lang yan. I don't necessarily have to, go there or do this. But when you, like, for example, there in the US, there's so many different Filipino communities there that I've had the honor to visit and perform, and you can see how they come together. And then they tell me na, 5 years na sila rito sa US, itong city na to. And I'm just like, I never thought there would be Filipinos in Rhode Island, or something like that. But there's a Pinoy community there. They tell me that they do this, they do that. And I'm just like, wow. So as a Pinoy, as a songwriter, kapag nakikita ko yung mga Pinoy in all of these different countries, na making it, following their dreams, and then parang it made me so proud. It made me so proud. And I wrote this song because it's about standing up and shouting together as one people para makita at marinig tayo ng mundo. Which I think, so many of us are doing. Of course, we have the likes of the one and only Lea Salonga, Manny Pacquiao, Arnel Pineda, and so many others. So when I think we all can be, we all can bring that same amount of pride, by standing together.
Correct. Before you sing that wonderful sigaw, we have a lot of people who are asking and saying hello to you. Carmi Santos from Quezon City, Ninito Marcos also. Then we have Sid. I think Sid is watching from San Diego. Si Emendi, hi Sir Nino. Makoy Marcos Introduces watching from Qatar. Bing Lao Mayor, they're watching from Calibo, Aklan. Monica Buendias from Quezon City. Lloyd Mystica is watching from Laguna. Timmy Buendias watching from Project 7. Oh, my brother from another mother, Marlon Julius Lau is watching. Cha Marcos. Cherry Aklan is watching from Los Angeles. Hi, Cherry. And then everybody saying they can't wait to hear Siga. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm bringing you his own composition. Listen to the lyrics. Listen and damahin nyo yung lyrics ng Sigaw.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll just switch again.
I just want to make sure you guys can hear. Okay lang?
I can hear you, yes.
All right, let's do this. Okay. Guys, this is a song I wrote. It's called Sigaw. All right? You guys can look it up on Spotify, YouTube, and all that good stuff. All right? Goes something like this. Para sa lahat ng mga kababayan ko, belated Happy Independence Day. Here we go.
Mga kababayan! Sa 2, 3, 4! Sa dami ng mga pangyayari sa mundo, gitna ng kaguluhan ay di pa rin sumusuko. Sa bawat sulok ng mundo ay matatagpuan tayo. Panahon ng magkaisa ang ating isip at ang ating puso. Sigaw, Pinoy, sigaw, upang mapansin ang ating galing. Sigaw, Pinoy, sigaw, upang marinig ang ating awitin. Hey! Here we go! Hayaan mo silang manira at manlait. Taas noo pa rin kaibigan, huwag kang mahihiya kahit kanino. Higit ang kaya mo sa kaya ng iba, lamang sa tibay at talino. Ang oras natin ay nandito na, kaya maghawak ng kamay at sumigaw ng sabay-sabay. Sigaw, Pinoy, sigaw, upang mapansin ang ating galing. Sigaw, Pinoy, sigaw, upang marinig ating awitin. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas! Mabuhay ang Pilipino kahit pasaway tayo! Medyo. Sa bawat sulok ng mundo ay matatagpuan tayo. Ang oras natin ay nandito na, kaya maghawak ng kamay at sumigaw ng sabay-sabay. Sigaw, Pinoy, sigaw, upang mapansin ang ating galing. Sigaw, Pinoy, sigaw, upang marinig ang ating awitin. Sigaw, upang mapansin ang ating galing. Sigaw, Pinoy, sigaw, upang marinig ang ating awitin. Sigaw, 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 sigaw.
Wow, Nino. That is a wonderful, wonderful song that needs to be heard. I cannot wait for you to be performing that song here. Pag tour, pag okay na. We're opening up na kasi when the States open. Ang problema, I think you guys are not allowed to travel yet because of the protocol and the vaccination and all that. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Hopefully Q4, if not Q1 of 2022. We'll do that. Oh, nawala ka na naman, Nino. I think you got disconnected again. Si Nino po kasi, he travels a lot and he covers a lot of tours. But lately, because of obviously the global pandemic, wala. Na ano lang sila, na sa Manila. But he's doing a lot of theatrical, ayun, nawala ka, Nino. I was just telling them na not only you're a singer, not only you're a songwriter, but you are also a theater actor.
Yeah, it's one of my big passions as well.
Kaya yung sa mga nasa Philippines po, and you have seen Waitress, he's part of Waitress, and of course, who can forget Jersey Boys?
Oh, thank you.
Grabe. Now, sayang nga, di ba? Kasi I was excited when I heard you're part of Band's Visit. But because of pandemic, parang nag-rehearse lang kayo, parang press preview, tapos wala. Cancel muna.
Yes. Oh, as in the night that we were supposed to have our press preview. That night that the president said that tomorrow we'll start lockdown. So basically, we were already ready. As in, nandun na kami sa stage and everything like that. The show was ready to go, and then we actually asked permission if we could just perform it one time, for just a few select members of the audience, and that was it. We quietly said goodbye to that show. Hopefully, God willing, fingers crossed, we get to do that. Hopefully next year, 2022.
Yes, I think
I'm gonna put it
with all
out there in the
honesty,
universe.
I think for the Philippines, it's gonna be Q1 of 2022, and it has nothing to do with Philippine election. But I think everything, kasi I heard that there's a lot of vaccines na readily available, pero syempre goes to a certain layers. Now, among all these things that you do, songwriter, singer, theater performer, we will not talk about being a dad and all that and a husband yet. But among all those things, which of this particular role you enjoy the most?
Oh my gosh, that's like asking who's your favorite child out of all your children. My gosh, kasi each one gives me a different type of satisfaction. I mean, I'll always be a performer. I'll always be a performer, whether it's in front of the camera or behind the camera as a producer or a songwriter. Pero parang I have to admit that I don't know, kasi parang there's a moment kasi whether I'm singing one of my songs in a concert, or let's say I'm on stage musical, they understand what you're saying. Like I'm casted in a lot, comedic roles. Like in Waitress, Ogie is a very comedic, physical. Same in Jersey Boys, I had a lot of comic lines as well. The moment that you deliver your line and then bigla mag-react yung audience, when na hawak mo na sila in the palm of your hand, you can make the whole theater laugh or cry. If I'm singing one of my songs, na karamihan ng mga songs ko, usually malulungkot eh. So kapag alam ko that the audience, parang ang Alejandro kasi bawal magkaroon ng masaya. What do if when the audience is ready to cry or smile with you because I'm singing or performing, that's actually my feeling. Say that anyone in particular is different, but the common thing is when you can connect.
Right.
The connection
Now,
with the audience.
is there any particular genre of music? I know you may affiliation kasi sa pagiging rock. Pero is there a particular, aside from being a rock, well, I don't want to say rock star kasi you do a lot of things eh. Is there any particular genre na talagang closest to your heart?
Particular genre. It's funny. It's funny because I don't consider this a genre, but OPM for me. Parang you can have a song in English or something, and you can be like, oh my God, this song hits so hard, or it's so real, or something like that. But then let's say, for example, if you were to hear a similar song or the same song, all of a sudden Tinagalog, it hits 10 times harder. Parang, so I just feel that OPM kasi is like the story of our lives.
Right.
When you can go, you can, when you listen to music like, let's say, my uncle's music or Basil Valdez's music or songs written by Ray Valera, and you're like, oh my God, this language is so beautiful. But then again, you can go to songs that are so simple, so, common day speak, songs of the Eraserheads, of Parokya ni Edgar, of new artists right now. And you're like, oh my God, this song hits just as hard, and because it is the story of our lives. It's things we say and do, things we feel. Para sa akin, and any type of, you can't say, oh, jazz lang or rock lang or ganito, because any good song from those genres, if it's a good song and becomes popular, that's now considered pop song, because the whole meaning of popular, it just means it's something that crossed over and touched all of us, so and then when you do it in Tagalog, like I said,
you're so humble. Bakit hindi mo isinama ang Sigaw at ang Ngayong Gabi among the songs that's really different? So it's amazing. Tell us about Ngayong Gabi, kasi that's dun sa hindi po nakakarinig pa. That's another single that Nino composed with Nicole, right? Grabe yung song. It's parang for me, it's very sexy. It's very basta iba yung dating niya, and it's you how many parang take off yun from yung mga iba mo na compose. All of a sudden you created this Ngayong Gabi na para siyang sexy, di ba?
Yeah, it's Ngayong Gabi started off, that's a pandemic song. So it's something that we created during the lockdown, when hindi na tayo pwede magkita. You can't shake hands, we can't pull anymore. Ngayong Gabi, don't worry about two people who have their own lives. Okay, they have their own relationships, their own, but they see each other. And they can't deny the spark or the chemistry or the magic, so to speak. Let's be direct. And I have my life, but I need you tonight. Para yun, it's for two complete strangers. It's very taboo pagdating sa Filipino music, because a lot of OPM is considered sweet, diba? Either nanliligaw ka or heartbroken ka. So, correct. And it's funny, because when I was thinking about it, it's a I don't like to pat my own back. It's not that in my personality, but it's a pretty sexy song. I look back at OPM and I was like, parang wala pa akong narinig ever. If and ever meron, someone please send it to me. But parang walang song na ganito. I said there was no song that really, speaks of this, taboo one night stand thing. And then at the same time, I remember the closest I could think of was like Yakap sa Dilim by Apple, which is, parang it's a great song, but it's a little more comical and novelty, to me. So parang in English, kasi, it's so easy to say, it to be sexy when you're singing in English. Look at this, I look at, for example, Prince is one of my biggest influences. I love Lenny Kravitz. There's so many, Madonna, Britney Spears, whoever, that you look on stage and they can say something or sing something. You're just like, oh my God. You're like, they can say something like, I want to lick you or something like that. And you're like, oh my God, that's so hot. That's so hot. The moment that tinagalog mo yan, gusto kitang dilahan, it just doesn't have the same impact. Naging kengkoy siya.
Yeah, we're very graphic kasi in Tagalog language. Ito, off the topic, may special request dito, ang nire-request nila, since he is a theater actor, at ito hindi natin ito pag-usapan to. Is it possible for him to sing one song daw from Jersey Boys? Can you do it?
From Jersey Boys. Sure, we can do that.
Yung
Okay,
iconic song.
para
no?
sa inyo. You know, yes, again. Sure, let's do that. All right.
And hopefully
Just
they
a
could
second.
revive. Hopefully they could revive that musical in the Philippines. Kasi it's one of those shows na talagang
Hopefully.
kompletong Ricardo, no? And you guys are all friends.
That's
Kayong
a
apat.
very yeah. It's so funny. Up to this day, we still get invited to. Well, now it's all live streaming, you know. But it's like it's a Jersey Boys show, and we're like, wow, okay, this is 5 years ago, but people are still asking for it, you know. So yeah, I mean, if and ever, you know, to the theater gods out there, to Atlantis Productions, if you ever want to do it again, I know that the four of us are all willing, because it's why we still have our group chat up to this day, and we still talk about it.
And honestly, Nino, I watched Jersey Boys in New York. Nakita ko yung snippets nung ginawa nyo. Dead ringer, you guys. I'm so proud.
Thank you.
I was so proud.
Thank you. All right. Well, sige, let's do something para sa mga mahilig sa musicals sa Broadway and the music of Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons. Sige, let's do this one from Jersey Boys, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. Ayusin ko lang.
Okay, guys, can you hear okay? All right, let's do this. Here's for those of you who don't know, here in Manila, it was the Asian premiere of the musical Jersey Boys, which is the story of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. I got to play one of the Four Seasons. I played the role of Nick Massey. Ang kasama ko doon, Noy Volante, Christian Bautista, and Marky Strom. We were the Jersey Boys. Para po sa mga nakakaalala, here you go. This one's for you. It's for you too, Josh. You guys know this song. Sabayan niyo ako. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. Oh, I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love is right, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. Part of the way that I stare, there's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, then please let me know that it's real. Oh, you're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. Woo! Who wants to dance with me? Come on. You, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby. To all the lonely nights, I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh, pretty baby, now that I found you, stay, let me love you, baby. Let me love you. You're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. Oh, I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love is right, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. One more time. Come on, Josh, dance with me. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby. To all the lonely nights, I love you, baby.
Trust in me when I say, oh pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh pretty baby, now that I found you, stay. Let me love you, baby. Let me love you. You're just too good to be true. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Grabe, Nino. Ikaw na talaga. You're the man. Nino, can you hear me? Okay. Nino, before we continue, a lot of people are texting me. Hello, Emma Consul, watching from Carson, California. And there's Mark Getzel, Violenta is watching. Juliet Mark is watching from Laguna. Where can they see you? Because I know you have a lot of platforms that you stream. Can you give us? Kasi iba sabi, where can we follow? Where we can follow Nino? So may regular. Okay, time to share. Nino, nag-freeze ka ulit.
Well, live here in the Philippines, so wala pang mga live. Here, just one. Are we there? Hello? Can you see me? Okay now?
Now I can see you, yeah.
Are we good now? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Like I was saying, pandemic pa rin dito sa Pilipinas. So there's still no live performances that people can see in person. But here I stream on an app called Kumu. So you guys can download that app and check me out. I stream 3-4 times a week. Usually mga similar to ganitong oras. In the morning here sa Pilipinas, patanghali. So it's evening there in the US and Canada. And so yeah, those are the two main platforms where I stream. You guys can follow official Facebook page, Nino Alejandro Music. Mm-hmm.
Nino, do you have Instagram as well? Instagram, IG, you have IG? Freeze ka, Nino.
Alejandro, yeah. Yeah.
So yes. Nino Alejandro as well?
Nino Alejandro. Okay, just a second.
Okay.
Yes. Just a second. Ayusin ko lang yung internet ko.
Yan po yung logo ng Rebel Records na pag-aari ni Nino Alejandro. So you have Facebook page, you have a Facebook Nino Alejandro, you have Instagram.
Yes,
Nino
IG.
And you have
Nino
Twitter.
Alejandro.
You have Twitter.
Yes.
Nino Alejandro as well.
Yes.
And you could find him on Kumu 3 times a week, right? And then just follow him para may notification po kayo.
Yes.
Tapos,
Thank you for that.
Some of his performances you could watch sa YouTube. Nandun po yun. Meron ka na bang YouTube channel, Nino?
Yeah, I do have a YouTube channel.
And Nino Alejandro also.
Do. It's tawag nito. Yes, it's videos. Hindi ako ma-vlog like you. You're a master vlogger. Hindi ako ma-vlog. So it's usually just live performances, music videos. Sometimes may mga kalokohan akong ginagawa. Minsan nag-warm up lang ako backstage or something, and then I'll put it on YouTube or something like that. But yun, all of my music videos are there. Covers. And yun, a lot of pre-pandemic, a lot of yung mga gigs ko in bars, lounges, and hotels nilalagay ko rin doon.
We can't wait, no? We can't wait talaga for the pandemic to be at least under control.
I know.
Yeah. Before we continue, si Carmi Santos, amazing, sabi niya. Tapos si Gina Marcos also. Si Alexander Germain is watching, and she's watching from Palos Verdes in California. Hi, Alex.
Hello.
Yeah. Now, Nino, people are texting me right now, single ba raw po si Nino? Because ako na dapat sasagot, pero he's happily married with?
Yeah,
Nawawala ka.
happily married. Hello? Hello? Just
Yeah.
making sure it's okay. All right.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So sorry. Happily married. Going on, how many years na ba? Going on 14, 15 years. Yeah. My gosh.
And
I'm sorry. 14 years. And I have a daughter. A 10-year-old daughter named Bella.
Lagot ka kay Michelle. Kakamali-mali ka sa year. Yeah, and a beautiful, beautiful daughter, Bella.
Si Bella. Yes.
And I think
you know,
Bella sings too. Si Bella can sing too, right?
Yes, she sings as well. Yes.
Yeah, and
She's
when you go watch him sa Kumu, minsan nag-guest appearance minsan si Bella. To not really to perform but to tell the father, enough, let's eat.
Yes, very true. My daughter is you know, she's pretty like her mom, but she's crazy like her pop. Yeah, so
And what a combination it is. Now, meron ka bang song
oh, I know.
na song na talagang you want to record na hindi mo pa nare-record? Can it be a cover? It could be, meron pa ba? Meron pa bang parang, ito yung gusto kong, given a chance to record this song, I would like to do it. Is there a particular song?
My gosh. You know, it's funny because there's no one particular song that I wish I could record because if it's going to be a cover, usually I love it because it's already so beautiful how it originally is. But there, you know, and whenever I cover a song, I do it to honor the original. I don't try to copy. Because that's parang it becomes like yun nga, parang ginagaya mo lang or there's a more novelty angle to it kasi magiging impersonator ka. I just like to sing it from my heart, however my voice sounds, and trying to think. Actually, sige, I wish, this is funny, I'll take your question a step further. I wish I didn't only record. I wish I wrote the song "Imagine" by John Lennon.
Wow. Yeah, that's an iconic song.
I mean, it's so famous and so that sometimes parang other people may consider it a bit cheesy now or whatever. Pero I think it's so beautiful. It's so simple.
I agree.
I mean, stripped away from all everything that goes around with, I mean, I remember early in the pandemic, like a lot of Hollywood stars sang that or something, and it got praise and criticism, and it's funny because I'm like, it's one of my favorite songs. A couple of these people should never sing or something. But yeah, I mean, I remember the very first time as a child hearing that song, and it moved me because it wasn't a love song. It wasn't just a song about rhyming words or having a catchy beat or anything. It was a song that said something.
Well, one of the things that I'd like about your stream, that's why when I always make it a chance to catch you, especially the few months. Yung mga songs na cover na ginagawa mo, like what you said, I'll just bounce it back. Nag-iiba. Like there's one song that I asked you to sing, something to pag-ibig, ang ibigin ka, pangarap ko ang ibigin ka, and you did it differently, and I told you record that because that song has been interpreted in so many ways, but yung sayo, it's yung maybe
Thank
to
you.
me, for me, it was uniquely divine.
Thank you.
Amazing
Thank
talaga.
you.
I hope you during your stream you'll be singing that. Hopefully,
I could do that again. Again. I'll let you know.
Now, talk about covers. Ito na yung medyo pressure. There's this one cover song that I'd like you to sing. This is an iconic cover, and I know a lot of our listeners and viewers are connecting already because it's Alejandro. And
Okay.
Haji did it first.
Okay.
Then the daughter Rachel did it. And it's the song Nakapagtataka.
Wow. Okay.
Pressure, Nino. Sorry.
Okay. All right. It's always it's an honor to be able to be asked to sing this song. This song is ang tawag namin dito sa pamilyang Alejandro. Ito ay isang pamana.
True.
Means a lot because malaki na rin yung kinita namin dahil sa song na to. Here we go. Kidding aside, this is for everyone that's requesting for this. I hope you guys like my version as well. This is the song that I grew up listening to, and I know we all did. So from my family to yours, okay? Sana nga lang never maging team song nyo to. All right? Isa po ito sa pinakamalungkot na kanta in the history of the Philippines. All right? And yun, goes something like this. Here we go.
You know what? Let's.
This is special, all right? I'm going to do this one for you, Josh. Here we go. Can you hear me still? All right, hold on. Just 1 second. Let's do this. Okay, just want to make sure everyone can hear. My version is a little different, okay? Walang tigil ang ulo sa aking pag-iisip mula nung tayo'y nagpasyang maghiwalay. Nagpaalam pagkat hindi tayo bagay. Nakapagtataka. Oh. Kung bakit ganito ang aking kapalaran, di ba tilang ulit ka lang magpaalam, at bawat paalam ay puno ng iyakan. Nakapagtataka. Hindi ka ba napapagod? Di kaya nagsasawa sa ating mga tampuhang walang hanggang katapusan? Kapahid ng mga luha, damdamin at puso'y tigang, wala nang maibubugan, wala na akong maramdaman. Tunay tayong nagmamahalan, ba't di tayo magkasunduan? Oh. Walang tigil ang ulan, at nasaan ka araw? Na paano ng pag-ibig sa isa't isa? Wala na bang nananatiling pag-asa? Nakapagtataka, saan na napunta? Di ka ba napapagod? Di kaya nagsasawa sa ating mga tampuhang walang hanggang katapusan?
Napahid ng mga luha, damdamin na puso'y tigang, wala nang maibubuga, wala na akong maramdaman. Kung tunay tayong nagmamahalan, ba't di tayo magkasunduan? Oh, 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 oh. Thank you.
That is the cover. Grabe, that is a cover of the fantastic song of your uncle Haji Alejandro. Like offline po kasi nag-usap kami ni Nino noon pa na hopefully when the pandemic is over, we could do a Alejandro tour, diba? People, US tour. I've been praying, kung alam mo lang, I've been praying for that, for Haji, you, and Rachel to do that. I think it has not been done. It has not been done yet. I think this is the time, especially
would watch that.
Yeah, it would be. And then imagine singing that song, the three of you, with different version of it. That alone, it's already worth the price of the ticket. Ang bilis ng oras, grabe, Nino.
Thank you very much.
We passed an hour already. Anyway, don't worry. Like what I told people, a lot of people, they said nga, diba, when you're enjoying, you forget the time. I'd like you again to remind people to invite them where to see you stream.
Okay, guys, please download the Kumu app. It's a lot of fun. It's just mga original na app for the phone na masasabi natin talagang Pinoy siya. You know, from the names of you know, there are gifts there are different mix on puro Pinoy lahat yan, and it's so entertaining and so much fun. Please download the Kumu app and follow me there. I stream there 3 times a week. I usually start about 9-10 a.m. Philippine time, which would be about 6-7 p.m. there on the West Coast. It's like once a month I do a Facebook stream. I usually announce it, so please follow my Facebook page.
Follow Nino sa Facebook page niya, Nino Alejandro, sa IG niya. So at least you'll be up to date on his stream schedule. And I want to tell you, super enjoy ang stream niya. Kasi he would sing all the songs that you guys would request. Basta ibato niya lang sa kanya, he will do it with much gusto. And iba-iba yung interpretation niya. And it's sayang nga you cannot like tape or tape yung record. Yung you will only even 20 seconds pero you can ganun eh. Pero maganda po. I one of the Kumu performer or streamer that I really recommend is Nino Alejandro. Hindi kayo tayong oras nyo kasi he is so much fun, very energetic, and of course the talent. You cannot discount that. What can you say to Alejandro?
Thank you again, so much, Josh, and to everyone that's watching right now. I think my mom is watching. I think my parents are watching.
Your mom. I saw your mom watching earlier, but ang bilis ng mga comments, hindi ko mahabol.
I see. Yeah, they're there.
A lot more people are watching. Like see Mirna Pauling Salas from Carson. Hi, Mirna.
And then, hi.
Hello.
The next time I'm in the U.
I cannot hear you.
Are we there? Can you hear me?
And now I can hear you.
Test, mic test.
Yeah,
internet. Okay. All right. Okay. So to everyone watching, thank you so much. And the next, I hope to go to Vegas the next time I'm there.
I know. We have to do a show in Vegas. Okay. Before we end, ipupush ko na po ito kasi I think you really need to hear this. Before we go, maraming salamat po for watching this. And we're gonna end it with a very, very wonderful song. And like what I told people, every stream that I have or every show, be kind. You cannot go wrong with kindness. But I'd like this stream to end with Nino doing his famous audition piece, Highway to Hell. Sorry, Nino.
No problem, no problem. Here we go,
But
let's do that.
thank you for guessing and
always.
guesting, and for sure, I'll see you when I see you in Manila.
Of course, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. All right, so that I sang during the blind auditions of The Voice of the Philippines. It's a song that changed my life. Because of this song, I got Miss Lea Salonga, and the other judges also turned. It's not my song. All right, for those of you, this is by a rock band called AC/DC. I guess in a way, dito sa Pilipinas, I've borrowed this song. It's associated with me. Everywhere I go, I get asked to sing this. Kahit sa tingin ko, minsan hindi bagay sa okasyon. All right, it's the song Highway to Hell. And may mga friends ako na, pare, kantahin mo naman yung song mo sa kasal or sa binyag ng anak ko. Here we go. This one is
Nino, nag-freeze ka. Nino. Nino, nag-freeze. Nino.
There we go. I'm back. So sorry. Alam mo naman yung internet dito. Here
It's
we
okay.
Go. Yeah. Here we go. Let's try it. Let's try that take 2.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me well? All right, let's do this. Let's rock and roll, guys. This one is called Highway to Hell. Here we go. Check it out on YouTube, guys. Living easy, living free. Season ticket on a one-way ride. Ask me nothing, leave me be. Taking everything in my stride. Standing reason, don't need rhyme. Ain't nothing I would rather do. Going down, party time, and my friends are gonna be there too. I'm on the highway to hell, highway to hell, highway to hell. I'm on the highway to hell. Oh yeah, no stop sign, speed limit. Nobody's gonna slow me down like a wheel. Gonna spin it. Nobody's gonna mess me around. Hey Satan, pay my dues. Playing in a rocking bed. Hey mother, look at me. I'm on my way to the one-night stand. I'm on the highway to hell. Highway to hell. Highway to hell. I'm on the highway to hell. Oh, don't stop now. Yeah, 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 yeah. Rock and roll, mga kababayan. Check it out on YouTube. 2 million views. I'm on the highway to hell. Highway to hell. The highway to hell. I'm on the highway to hell. Highway to hell.
the highway to hell. Highway to hell. I'm on the highway to hell. Yeah. Oh, don't stop now. I'm going down. Oh, yeah. On the highway to hell. Thank you.
The amazing Nino
Maraming
Alejandro.
salamat.
Nino, thank you so much for guesting. Until next time, Nino. Amazing, as
Thank
always.
you once again so much for having me.
And those people
Maraming salamat.
who
Thank you
missed,
so much, Josh.
yeah, those people who missed the stream, you could watch the tape of this show on Kumu, not on Kumu, on Spotify, on Facebook Live, also on YouTube, and also on Alexa if you have Alexa. And again, Nino, the amazing Nino, maraming salamat. You have a wonderful
Thank you
weekend.
so much.
Stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank
Bye,
you so
Nino.
much, everybody.
Thank you.
Maraming
Be kind,
salamat,
everybody.
Josh.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Say hello to Michelle. And to Bella. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.